It's also worth pointing out that in the film you see what Charlotte's talking about having to do with sort of isolation, the ability for the state and for the prison authorities to control every piece of communication. She mentions that, meeting with a lawyer, maybe that's something that you can do privately. But you can see in the film that there's a lawyer who is asking questions of many witnesses to a killing inside, and it's very clear that there are guards in the room with the witness that they're talking to. And he asks at one point, because the man is obviously hesitating to say anything and is in fact sort of towing the party line. He says, and you can even hear voices in the background. You can hear rustling. You can hear that he's not by himself, even though it's a lawyer's call. And he says, "Well, are you by yourself?" And he says, "No, no, I have an officer standing right here." And it's clear that even in the context of a lawyer's call, he's not able to have privacy. And that's a frightening thing. If you imagine yourself being in a situation where you have no control over your own safety, and in fact, you can't even speak to an advocate or a lawyer privately. You can't speak to your family members without being recorded. You are disappeared.
And to that point, one of the inmates said something to the attorney. I won't give away the whole thing, but what he said was a code for officers to be allowed to do something. And it was very clearly fed to him because there would be no way that anyone would know that just off the top of their head. And one of the inmates said that a lot of things going on in there, people in society don't really know about. You guys being enmeshed in this for years and sharing this story now, for both of you, what do you think was the biggest misconception?
One thing I think is that the public, driving by these institutions and not really having any ability to look in, assumes that there is some fundamental level of care there, that if somebody gets sick, they're going to be looked after by a competent doctor. That if somebody is working, there's some structure where they can say, "I'm sick," or "I can't work today," or something like that. It was really, I think, even though we knew that there were problems in these institutions, I think the level of depravity there, the willingness of guards to take any action that they felt like they should take, the fact that there was no effort by the prison to censure these guards, that one of the guards in our film who commits one of the most horrific crimes is promoted twice and is put in charge of the CERT team, which is the group that goes in when they have any kind of like security problem, is very disturbing.